Alright everyone, welcome back. I desperately retreat. I pitifully retreat while Kuzuki closes in, not revealing any hint of how he advanced. I shudder at his stance. I won't be able to withstand the next attack. It's miraculous that I was able to parry the attacks until now. It doesn't feel real. I hoped that I'd be able to protect myself and buy time for Tosaka until she defeated Caster, but such hope disappeared after I took the first blow. Kuzuki Soichiro took our previous battle into account. I was able to fend off Kuzuki as he attacked Tosaka back then, so I thought I'd be able to fend him off again if I had Archer's twin swords. But, in other words, it means that I won't be able to do anything without them. Kuzuki knows that. What he did first in this battle was try to take the swords away from me. And he's succeeding. The sword in my right hand is destroyed. The first strengthened with Caster's magic shatters my sword with a few blows. I immediately reproduce the short sword. I can't hope for high results with such a forced projection, a quickly prepared sword. As a result, the twin swords start to lose their precision. I can't breathe right. I frantically block Kuzuki's fist with the short swords. I just followed the twin swords, and copying Archer, and Miyashiro's limbs have far exceeded the limits of his body. And then there's this headache. Something is scraped away inside of me every time I project something. It's not the sensation of using up magical energy. It feels like my precious magic circuits are disappearing one by one every time I make a sword. I'm almost all out. I might be able to make 2 more. I'll die when my magical energy runs out. But first of all, can I stay alive until my magical energy runs out? I'm flung away. Kuzuki's right fist, the fist he hadn't been using, was suddenly thrust like a lance. I shielded my chest from my blades. In that instant, my swords were destroyed and the impact flung me away. I feel something hard on my back. I must have been pushed back at about 5 meters. I try to draw a breath and realize that I can't. The penetrating impact has numbed my heart. I can't breathe and I can't move. It's only for a few seconds. In the few moments it takes my heart to resume its work. Oh man, having this guy as your opponent is like the most dangerous thing for you, dude. Devil approaches. This is it. This man could kill me if I drop my guard for only a second. With me like this, he has time to do it 6 times over. I glare at the enemy. Even if my limbs won't move, there's something I can do. First of all, I'm not suited for melee combat. Emishiro's weapon has always been his magic. Then, it's not over yet. My role is to keep Kuzuki busy. I can't give up without fulfilling my role. The sound didn't come from right in front of me. The image of the sword disappears from my mind. Kuzuki, who was approaching to twist off my neck, stops. Something is happening behind Kuzuki. It happened to Caster with the altar behind her. Tosaka is also at a disadvantage. No, her burden is greater, as she fully understands the difference in their powers. Caster points her finger with a composed expression. The magic is an arrow plague wind. Caster does not need to cast her magic. For a witch that lived in the age of gods, incantations are unnecessary to connect herself with the world. Caster is always surrounded by divine mysteries of ancient lore. For Caster, magic is something she commands. It is just like ordering her guard dog to attack. She nullifies it with her treasure jewel. She does not have the time to cast a spell, and she cannot match Caster with simple magic from the magic crest. Their skills as magi are as far apart as heaven and earth. To bridge that gap, she must use the power that she has spent a long time gathering. Crystallization of magical energy that she has stored since she was born as a magus. For this battle, she was prepared to use all 9 jewels remaining from the original 10.
けなげに頑張ること。そんな奥の手があるとは思わなかったわ、お嬢さん。
I could have thought she had more than 10 though. Even though her magic is nullified by pure magical energy, Caster keeps her smile. Caster can continue using magic indefinitely. While the girl must oppose Caster using jewels as amplifiers, the difference between them is self-evident. No matter how many jewels she might have, it cannot be more than 10 or 20. There's no way Caster can be defeated with such a small arsenal. She nullifies the electric charge with the 7th jewel. She has 6 jewels left. With 6 more spells from Caster, her last resort will be exhausted.
あら、綺麗に防ぎ切るのね。本当にけなげ。自分だけ守っていれば石を使い切ることもないでしょうに。
She does not react to the giggling voice and takes out another jewel to get ready for the next attack. As Caster says, the jewel will not break if she uses it to protect only herself. The jewel should be able to protect her about 3 times, but she cannot do that. Caster's magic covers the whole temple once it is cast. Kuzuki should be protected by Caster, but he is an exception. If she cannot nullify Caster's spell before it's completed, Miyashiro, who is keeping Kuzuki Soichiro busy, will burn and die. Therefore, it is meaningless to protect just herself. She cannot allow him to die like that, and besides, the whole plan revolves around Shiro keeping Kuzuki busy.
まだ守りきるつもり？大した信念ですけど、それもいつまで持つかしらね。受けてばかりでは結果は見えていてよ、お嬢さん。
Caster moves her finger. She makes the first move this time. Her jewels will run out and she will be killed if she keeps defending. Caster's magic and her jewels. The magical energy contained in them is the same, so it means she can beat Caster if she makes the first move. But there is no way to exceed Caster's spellcasting. If Tosaka Rin is the fastest because she can perform magic directly by releasing the jewels, Caster is also the fastest as she is capable of creating divine mysteries with one word. There is no first move in their battle. This is merely a clash of power against power. The first one to run out of magical energy will die. Then... She just needs to force her way through. She unleashes a barrage of jewels to penetrate Caster's magical energy. Jewels 5, 3, and 4 are released in succession. Moreover, she uses the treasure 4th jewel to add a synergistic effect. This magic is beyond her limits. You can't use magic surpassing your own level. The one who said so is breaking the rule to execute this attack. The attack will destroy not only the temple, but the whole church if Caster does not defend against it. But the witch in purple blocks it like nothing. No, she did not just nullify it. Caster has swallowed all of her magical energy inside of her robe. Tosaka stands there in astonishment. Behind her, she can hear the sound of his defeat. Sounds of breaking swords and his body slamming against the wall. The match is about to be settled. She has nothing she can do and her body sways. She staggers forward as if overwhelmed by despair.
あら、これで終わり？まだ手持ちの宝石はあるのでしょ？諦めずになくなるまで試してみたら？
She has no spirit to answer her. No matter how many jewels she may have, that was her greatest attack. Even if the attack is useless, then she cannot hurt Caster even if she has 100 jewels.
そう。ようやく理解したようね。何をしようが私にはかなわないと。けれど楽しくはあったわ、お嬢さん。魔術を競い合うのは久しぶりでしたからね。ええ。それだけでもあなたに価値を与えましょう。
She stops herself from falling, holds in her nausea with her hand, and glares at Caster.
悔しい？けれどこれが現実よ。むしろ誇りなさい。遊んであげたとはいえ、あなたはこの私に魔術戦をさせたのだから。
Then Caster points at her, as if to pronounce her death sentence.
消えなさい。あの坊やが私のマスターに倒されるのは時間の問題。その前に、 こちらもそろそろ終わりにしましょう。
Caster slowly whispers her death. That opening. She's been waiting for this.
シュトラク、クローススパイ。
She only needs to say one phrase to release it. She hangs her head and smiles as she murmurs. I doubt my own eyes for a second. Tosaka and Caster. Their battle of magic has ended with Tosaka's defeat. Tosaka slowly staggered forward as if asking for Caster's forgiveness, and Caster released her magic to finish her off. At that instant, Tosaka nullified the magic. That's fine. That's not surprising. The surprise came after that. Tosaka charged in and attacked Caster. Tosaka throws herself into Hellfire, nullifying the magic and using it as a cover. She attacks Caster. Caster surprises that of a Magus. She could not have predicted that a Magus defeated a magic would attack with bare hands. I didn't expect it either, so it must be like heresy for Caster, who is an excellent Magus. And it's not just some desperate move. Tosaka closes in and hits Caster in the chest with a move from a Chinese martial arts. A shattering sound. Tosaka's fist must be strengthened like Kuzuki's as her attack easily penetrates Caster's defense.
魔術師のくせに殴り合いなんて。
ホワイ肉様、今時の魔術師ってのは護身術も必修科目よ。
I'm fascinated by her combination. Tosaka drops after the first attack. Putting her hands on the floor, she sinks below Caster's knees. To Caster, who lacks any experience in hand-to-hand combat, it must look like Tosaka disappeared. She executes a strong sweep. She lashes out with her foot with all her strength as if to cut off Caster's legs. Her feet swept from beneath her, Caster lands on her back. But it doesn't end. After the sweep, Tosaka gets up with her back turned to Caster, using the turn momentum to attack with her elbow end.
飛べ。
Stopping her turning, Tosaka punches with all her weight. Caster's body is knocked away. Taking the punch directly, Caster is smashed into the wall like me. That is a smart play on Tosaka's part, because we all naturally assumed that as a Magus, that's all she was going to do, use magic-based attacks, without realizing that she too can also use physical, her physical prowess to actually counter Caster's moves to begin with. With her back to the wall, Caster moans dizzily.
取った。
They are separated. Tosaka kicks the ground to cover the few meters in between them. The match is settled. Caster cannot move and her wound seems fatal. The battle only lasted a moment. The match is decided within 5 seconds after I was smashed into the wall by Kuzuki. Caster doesn't have the energy to fight back. Tosaka runs to Caster with saber-like speed and executes a finishing blow. Strengthening up a few seconds using magic. Tosaka intended to fight Caster like this from the start. Caster only saw a Magus in Tosaka. She challenged Caster at magic so that she could achieve her one-time surprise attack. And the plan worked. Caster has been deceived and lost completely. Tosaka has won the battle. Yes.
いや、そこまでだ、遠坂。
Oh well, it was going well. If not for this man's monstrous ability. If Tosaka ran to Caster like a hurricane, he ran like the devil's wind.
そう。
Tosaka stops. Kuzuki Soichiro, the one who was in front of me until now, is standing in front of Caster. Tosaka moves. The instant Tosaka feels death, jumps back and shields herself. Kuzuki's attack that blew me away strikes Tosaka in the face. She guarded her face with both arms and jumped back, but she still sent flying. Tosaka smashed into the wall opposite of me, her arms dangling as if broken.
勝機を逃したな。4度打ち込んで殺せなかったお前の未熟だ。
He speaks plainly, but that's not Tosaka's fault. The reason she lost her chance is because of me. If I had kept Kuzuki busy, Tosaka would have beaten Caster. This is my fault. My weak fighting skills were unable to stand up to Kuzuki's ability, and our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity was lost. Caster regains consciousness. Protected by Kuzuki, Caster looks around the temple. This is it. The surprise attack won't work on Caster anymore. Tosaka is tired and I can only project 2 more swords. If Caster uses her in this situation, we will never make it out of here alive.
感謝しますわマスター。あなたがいなければあのまま倒されていました。
世辞はいい。今はセイバーを起こせ。甘く見ていい相手ではなさそうだ。
ええ、的確な判断ですわマスター。
Caster points to the woman on the altar. The visible binding of the curse. And when Caster tries to release it,
ああ、それがあと数秒ほど早ければな。
above me, I hear a soft voice from the stairs leading up. It is Caster that notices the strange event first. Kuzuki doesn't notice. It's because Kuzuki cannot detect magical energy. Caster moves. Above her master. Above Kuzuki Soicho's head are floating numerous swords.
総一郎
She must have figured out that her injuries would prevent her from blocking them with magic. Caster uses her body to protect her master.
トレース、オン。
The murmuring voice from above says those words. The sounds end. The swords appearing in midair come down at one target and pierce one body. The numerous blades rip and tear the meat, then disappear like an illusion. What's left are traces of blood. Having become a shield of her own free will, she now turns her bloody body to the man behind her. Kuzuki is silent. In front of him is the skewered servant. Maybe there's no need to hide it now. The robe is removed from her head and the woman walks over to her master with a bare face. Her body is collapsing. With a dying body, the woman looks up at her master, who has not twitched a brow. Her slender fingers run across the expressionless face. Her voice seems clear. There's no change in Kuzuki. He only answers with a simple yes and does not even look at Caster.
よかった。あなたに死なれては困ります。
The only master she ever favored. She looks as if it is fine. No, the woman smiles knowing what kind of man he is.
でも残念です。やっと望みが見つかったのに。
The fingers running along his cheek fall down. Beginning at her toes, Caster's body is disappearing.
悲嘆することはない。お前の望みは私が代わりに果たすだけだ。
She smiles at the simple answer. She smiles as if seeing a short-lived dream.
それはダメでしょうね。だって私の望みはさっきまで叶っていたんですから。
The witch collapses as if going to sleep. The purple robe falls. The robe without its wearer fades and disappears as if following her. Kuzuki does not even look at her. His attention is focused on the man above. The knight in red who should be above me. I get a headache. It's not just because I've abused projection. The muttered spell. The spell he said is smashing my brain with nausea. Trace on. That's what he said. He said the exact words of the spell that shouldn't be used by anyone else but me. Archer comes down the stairs and stands in the temple. Tosaka's watching him with surprise.
あーちゃもしかしたらって思ってたけど、そういうこと？
Archer does not answer. He is only watching his enemy Kuzuki.
獅子心中の虫か。初めからこれを狙っていたな、アーチャー。
ああ。だがどちらかといえばトロイの木馬だろう。倒すべきがギリシャの英傑であったのだからな。例え話としてはそちらの方がふさわしい。
Archer shows no guilt even though he has betrayed Caster in front of us.
そうか。お前のような男を引き込んだキャスターの落ち度だったな。
Kuzuki does not change his tone even in front of a betrayer. He still has the will to fight. He's not a magus and he has lost Caster, but he has the will to continue fighting. He readies himself. As Caster is gone, Kuzuki's strength must have dropped substantially. His snake is still there, but Caster's strengthening that made his fist into steel is gone. But still, Kuzuki faces Archer like before.
そうか。続けるというのなら止めはしない。
Archer readies his twin swords. Their duel has begun. Is that alright? Kuzuki said he has no interest in the Holy Grail. A master in name only, he merely went along with Caster. Then there's no reason for him to fight now that Caster's gone.
待て、どうして続けるんだクズキ。あんたはキャスターの言いなりになってただけだろう。キャスターはもういないんだから戦う理由はないはずだ。
I glare at them, gritting my teeth against the pain. Kuzuki narrows his eyes a bit.
そうだ。戦う理由などない。お前と同じく私は聖杯などに興味はなかったからな。
なら
だがこれは私が始めたことだ。それを途中でやめることなどできない。
That's it. That's all the reason he has. The battle starts. The battle should end in one blow. Even if Kuzuki has superhuman fighting abilities, he's fighting a servant. He can't be a match just by being superhuman. Even though this is called a battle, it is actually just disposal of the loser. The fate of the loser is the battle between masters to kill and be killed, and this is the end they have to be ready for. One shouldn't fight at all if he can't accept that. But still, what's wrong with stopping them if I can? Good at stopping them. First and foremost, as usual, we are gonna boom this. What's wrong with stopping them? If I can save him. Is it wrong to want to prevent his death if I can? I don't care if I'm called soft-hearted. I know it's just hypocrisy. To defeat another master means killing them. We fought prepared to kill each other. I know how unfair it is to stop them now, but still, I decided to fight so that I could save people. I can't ignore a life that can't be saved.
やめろ。勝負はついた。これ以上は。
I suppressed my headache and tried to stop them. At that instant, Kuzuki moves. Kuzuki must have taken my voice as a signal as he rushes Archer in a flash and lashes out his temple. Any ordinary man would have his skull crushed, but Archer does not dodge it. His head moves from the impact. The knight in red takes Kuzuki's blow and pierces Kuzuki Soichiro's chest at the same time. Wow. There's only silence. Nobody says anything and I have nothing to say in any case. Kuzuki Soichiro died. He was silent until the very end, and he died on the path he chose without showing regret or hope. I have a headache. Is my magic circuit compressing my nerves? Or can I not forgive Archer for killing Kuzuki? Or am I pissed at myself for not having the right to say anything to him? I can't tell, and my headache only gets worse. I turn around at the sound. With Caster's disappearance, the bonds must have broken. Seiba's on the floor in front of the altar. Seiba painfully breathes on the floor. That makes me forget about my headache.
Seiba!
I run to her. Even this short distance is an annoyance.
Shiro.
Oh, at least she's safe now, thank God. She raises her head. Seiba sighs in relief as she sees me run to her and She tackles me with her shoulders and pushes me away. She pushes me forcefully to the side. My body flies for a few meters and lands on the ground. I land on my back. I shake my confused head and look up. At that instant, I hear steel hitting steel. Seiba is there, fully armored, and numerous swords lie on the floor right where I was standing before Seiba tackled me.
外したか。
Man, Archer's so petty. He says in a bored voice facing Seiba. Seiba, who can barely keep her body standing, glares at Archer.
あいつ
I don't even need to ask why she's glaring at him. He shot those swords from behind to kill me. Seiba saw that and instantly pushed me away. Tosaka watches him in astonishment, and Seiba readies her sword while breathing heavily. Their situations are different, but they both have wonder in their eyes. Why is Archer trying to kill Emiyashiro when Caster's dead already? The only calm ones are Archer and I. It's not that surprising. We hated each other from the start. We opposed each other, unable to get along. I don't know why, but I just cannot approve of him. The reason behind it, if that is really the reason for us not being able to approve of each other, it's natural for him to want to kill me. I get up. Seiba must have been desperate. She tackled me without holding back so I can't breathe properly. That just makes me more determined. This is all she could manage when she tackled me with all her might. She doesn't have enough power left in her to even fight me. It's suicidal for her to confront Archer in such a state.
はーちゃん、何のつもり？
Tosaka draws near Archer. It's natural. Archer switched to Caster's side to attack her by surprise. Now that I succeeded, there's no reason for him to attack me.
芝居はもう終わりでしょ。キャスターは倒したんだから、もう勝手な真似は許さないわよ。
許さない。わからないな。なぜ私が許されなければならないのだ。私のマスターでもないお前に。
はーちゃん？
お前との契約は切れている。自由になった私が自ら進んで人間の手下になると思うのか。
After staring up at the night in astonishment, Tosaka gasps in sudden realization.
まさか、あーちゃん。
私は私の目的のためだけに行動する。だがそこにお前がいてはいささか面倒だ。
Tosaka jumps back. She gets away from Archer, tries to run towards me, who is still on my knees, and her movement is stopped cold. A swarm of swords about 2 meters high. They pierce the ground, drawing a circle and become a circular prison. It's a circle big enough for one person to fit in, and Tosaka is trapped inside.
ここまで来て邪魔はさせん。契約が切れた今、お前にかけられた0時の縛りも存在しない。キャスターについた理由はそれだけだ。あの0時を無効にするためには契約を破棄せねばならなかったからな。
Turning his back to the imprisoned Tosaka, Archer starts to walk. Not towards Seiba, but towards me, still on my knees.
やっぱり、なんでよ、あーちゃん。あんた、まだシロを殺すつもりなの？
そう。自らの手でエミやシロを殺す。それだけが守護者となり果てた俺のただ。
何？
Power returns to Saber's body. She musters her strength and moves between Archer and me.
あーちゃん、あなたはまさか。
そうだ。いつか言っていたな、セイバー。俺には英雄としての誇りがないのかと。無論だ。そんなものがあるはずがない。この身を埋めているのは後悔だけだよ。俺はね、セイバー。英雄になど ならなければよかったんだ。
That's such a depressing thing to say coming from Archer.